guys, so it's Sunday today. Got a phone call saying to come over, and then the person is drunk, and I didn't wake up to deal with drunk people, to be honest. I'm waking up to deal with drunkenness. Like, if you don't know how to stay sober and hang out with somebody sober, then you're hiding, you're running from yourself, you're hiding from your feelings, you're running from all your pain. That's what people do. They don't want to face reality. That's the thing. They want to face their reality, they want to face their pain. They're conflicted with themselves, they're conflicted with their, they don't know what they want, right? Get with the program. Because all you're going to see and feel is pain. So if you want to be free from your pain, you gotta face your pain, your traumas, childhood traumas. Face it. Don't run from it. You face it. Let it go afterwards. Get to the it's not you. And that's what I did with myself. And I'm free like a fucking bird. I didn't even know I had freaking traumas until one person triggered it. So someone triggered it, right? And I had to be real with myself and say, wow, I didn't know I had childhood traumas. I didn't know I had trauma until someone choked me. Right? And then you don't even know what love is. That person doesn't even know what love is. But I know what love is. I know how love is supposed to feel, right? And it's so sad that people get into this toxic relationships, non-stop toxic relationships. They don't even realize they're in a toxic because they're toxic themselves. They don't even realize that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's always fighting, putting the other person down, belittling themselves, belittling the other person to make themselves feel better. Man, it's so freaking exhausting. That's the most exhausting relationship nobody wants to be in. Right? And especially when you're dealt with someone who's a narcissist and went through narcissistic abuse. That's the worst you ever want to go through. Someone, when you went through narcissistic abuse, 10 years, and you finally get out. Thank God. Jesus has given me the signs, I didn't even fucking see it. My spirit has shown me the signs, I didn't even fucking see it either. It took the worst thing to happen to me for me to actually wake the fuck up. And I am not going to be, and that any other woman being victimized like the way I was victimized. So if anybody out there that's in a situation, please find a way to get out. Get out. It's not even worth staying. I lost myself. I lost who I was. I used to be confident, the most happy, fun, outgoing, happiest person in the world, until someone breaks you down to where you feel like you're nothing. Okay? And now I'm getting myself back to where I was. Finally out of my house. Thank God I have my peace. Protect your peace. Always protect your peace. Very important to protect your peace and your happiness. It's not even fucking worth staying in something that someone who don't even love themselves, that they want to suck the life out of you. Okay? I'm going to be a woman's advocate for narcissistic abuse, because I need to let people know out there. Okay, I didn't know what narcissistic abuse was. I had no freaking clue. I didn't know I was even so. I'm still going through my healing process. It's going to take time. I'm going to go backwards, fall into the same patterns. Like at least I stop and recognize myself. Like, Adrian, what are you doing? What are you doing? Wake the fuck up! You're going back to that pattern, and I actually catch myself going back into that pattern where I come back to myself. Like, the fuck? What is wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? Why am I? I'm like, what the hell am I doing? You know, I laugh at myself sometimes. I'm like, I catch myself, I'm like, I gotta do my breath work. Breath work will definitely work. You take your deep breaths to your meditation, man, and your breath work. That will help you through everything. I thought I was healed when I went to the vitality breathwork thing in Astoria. Thought it was good until this person come back into my life. I thought I wanted closure. But we started seeing each other again, and I said, okay, this person's not going to change, and I don't want to get back into that same thing again. So the manipulation is still there, trying to manipulate me as usual, and he has not changed at all. No self-growth. You want to be a prisoner of your own pain? You go ahead and be a prisoner of your own pain, right? I feel so sorry. It's very sad. And actually, I was watching this thing on Rewire Your Brain, and people who went through childhood traumas, right? Listening. People who went through childhood traumas, and they were went through a lot of pain. They are stuck. There's no way to help them. They carry that pain into their teenage years, their adulthood, and it's so. I can't believe someone that you love and care so much, and you can't even freaking help them because your brain is already rewired to what it was already. All you want to do is see that person happy, you know? It's so sad you can't even help them. You just want to see them be happy with themselves. And they don't even know how to love themselves at all. It's freaking crazy. And then you want to bring in the toxicity back into your life when you're trying to grow as a person, right? Trying to grow as a person, and it's so sad that they need to be drinking every freaking day to make themselves so they can grow some bones. Because when they on their not drinking days, they have to face that pain. Of, okay, I don't want to feel nothing no more. Let me go drink so I can cover up my pain. I don't want to feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's so sad. He's sad. I love this person, but you can't help them. Sometimes you have to make the hard decision to just walk away. I'll always be there as a friend, but you just cannot help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. And that's the saddest.
Please move away from the doors. Please move away from the doors.
It's the saddest thing to even look at somebody you care about and see how they're destroying themselves. Their family doesn't do nothing about it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, you know. It can't be helped. And then none of his family's ever stepped in to even try to help him. But all I can do is focus on myself and get the word out there. And you don't have to stay in a toxic relationship and be abused by somebody And you have to value yourself and love yourself. That's the most important thing. Value and love yourself and be strong enough to walk away, which I did. I walked away from so many relationships because they didn't deserve me. They didn't appreciate me, they didn't value me, and that's all that matters. But I don't give a fuck. Who cares? I don't care. I look at people's actions, not their words. So, yeah. And I hope this gets out to people. I hope that people see this message because they have no idea. I went to a relationship that was being manipulated, groomed for abuse. They prepare you to be abused. I didn't even see none of this coming. I didn't have no freaking idea. I was even in a relationship. I thought it was real. And this person just had an alcoholic problem, but he just used the alcohol as an excuse to be abused woman. Sad. Isn't it sad? He made me think we had a future together. Look, he put this ring on my finger. It wasn't even, that was a fake ass freaking proposal. But I'm keeping this ring. This ring is not good. I'm taking this fucking ring. He's not getting this ring. He wasted 11 years of my life living with me, taking advantage of me, taking advantage of what I could provide so he could save his money. He worked, but he hardly paid any electric bill, $500 of rent, where my rent was $3,000. My rent is $3,000. And he paid $600. So then you want to stay and live with me. So now my rent went down. My rent stayed up. I only paid $300 a month down. So that even makes him want to save his money more and all about himself. That's a narcissistic person. Funny. This man choked me because he knows I didn't want to living with me anymore because I know he was taking advantage of me and using me for convenience. And he lost his power. I took my power back and he choked me. My daughter was sister and choked me, and that's the only way he was able to get out of my house. Out of my house. Finally, I have my fucking peace. I will never ever let a man live with me ever, ever, ever again. Don't make that mistake. I made that mistake once, I did it twice. I do it. Nope. Don't trust nobody no more. Don't trust people. You gotta watch them. Watch them for their actions, how they are. See when they're upset, how they act, how they react. You gotta watch every freaking thing. You gotta watch. Because you know their temperament. That's how you would know their temperament, okay? Anyway, I hope this message gets out to somebody who needs it. Alright, and you have to be strong. Actually blocked him. Blocked him. Blocked him. He wake me up. So I woke up at 4 today. And I said, oh, I want to see you. I'm almost falling. I almost came close to falling. And he had to be, and he's always already started drinking. So why can't you be straight and sober when you want to hang out with me? Why you always have to be drunk? Why do you always have to be drunk? Spend quality, if you want to spend quality time with me, why you always have to be drunk? I just don't get that with people. Because they're freaking lonely, they're sad, they don't love themselves, they don't even value themselves. But all they want to do is just use people and manipulate to get what they want. Not me, sorry. I was a sucker for 10, 11 years living with someone. I'm not falling for that. So I hope this gets out to people. Signing out. Peace.